He used to have a heart, used to dream, laugh, wait for people who never came back. Then the world took its turn, tore through his softness with claws named love and teeth called loyalty. Now there's no heart left, no waiting, no open hands. All that beats inside him is purpose. He doesn't walk for peace. He walks for order, not to be held, to be obeyed. And in the silence behind him, you can hear it, something rising, something they should have never tried to bury.
I gave everything, my loyalty, my voice, my sleep. I thought if I stayed kind, if I stayed good, they'd see me. But kindness is currency only the weak spend. They took pieces of me like I owed them, and when I had nothing left, they called me too much. I didn't explode, I imploded, alone. In the silence they left behind, in the echo of every lie dressed as love, I learned to stop expecting, stop needing, stop feeling, because in this world, feeling is a liability, and love is just leverage in the hands of cowards. So I stopped bleeding, and I started building, not walls, a fortress. I didn't scream, didn't beg, didn't ask why. I studied. Pain became my textbook, silence my mentor. While they forgot me, I memorized them. Every betrayal, every flinch, every smile that meant nothing. I didn't heal, I converted, turned hurt into habit, loneliness into clarity, rage into discipline. They thought I disappeared. I didn't. I recalibrated, rebuilt my core with metal instead of mercy, structured my mind like war strategy, sharpened every thought until it cut cleaner than any blade. I don't look back to feel, I look back to calculate, because next time I move, there will be no warning, only consequence. I didn't rise to be loved. I rose to be inevitable. There's no rage in me now. Only clarity, only purpose sharpened by repetition. I'm not chasing justice. I am what happens when justice never comes. They wanted me to fade. Instead, I grew in the corners, in the silence, in the spaces they thought were empty. I learned to breathe in fire, to sit in the middle of storms without blinking. Because power isn't noise, it's what happens when you stop apologizing for what you had to become. I stopped running from the monster. I became the version of me that never had to run again. They ask what I am now. I don't answer, because names are for things you can understand. I'm not anger, I'm not revenge. I'm what rises when both run out. I don't walk to destroy, I walk to remind. That silence has weight, that absence can teach, that those who survive don't come back the same. I don't need to roar, I just arrive, and when I do, systems shift, rooms shrink, eyes drop, not because I demand it, because I no longer dilute myself for anyone. I am not chaos. I am the consequence of every time they chose comfort over truth. I don't belong to the past. I define what comes next. I don't need to raise my voice. My silence says enough. They feel it in the shift of air when I enter, in the weight that makes them sit up straighter, speak softer, think twice. I don't threaten, I exist. And that's more than enough to unsettle men who live in illusions. They used to call me unstable, uncontrollable, unfit. Now they don't call me anything. They just adjust. Because when I move, I don't chase. I choose. I don't enter battles. I end them before they begin. I am the pause between questions and regret. The presence you can't quite name, but you feel in your bones. I used to explain myself, try to be understood, try to be accepted. That version of me is dead. Now, I build distance, not out of fear, out of design, because closeness invites illusion. And I am not here to be misunderstood. I am not angry. I am not loud. I am not unpredictable. I am the pattern you ignored until it swallowed you. No blade, no scream, just inevitability wrapped in skin. So when they look at me now, they don't see rage. They see calculation, structure, command, not because I said so, because I became undeniable. I don't lead, I don't follow, I define. I've become the weight they feel in their spine when they pretend they don't see me. I don't scream, I shift the room, make the loud fall silent without lifting a hand. This isn't about dominance, it's about design. Because what I built doesn't move for applause, it moves things. I don't gather followers, I gather results. People don't come near because they love me. They come near because nothing else works anymore. They tried rules, they tried gods, they tried running. None of it saved them. So now, they turn to what survives, to what stands when everything else breaks, to the man who became not a legend, but a law. They say I've changed, they're right. I no longer care who listens. I only care who obeys. I don't fight for attention. I command it with silence, with stillness, with a presence so defined. Even chaos waits for permission.
He doesn't need a throne. He is the gravity under your feet. You don't see him coming. You feel the silence stretch before he arrives. He doesn't yell. He doesn't beg. He doesn't chase. He steps, and the world shifts. They called him a monster, but monsters hide. He stands. They tried to shame him. He wore it like steel, tried to break him. He learned to bleed with purpose. Now they don't speak his name. They whisper it, not out of fear, out of recognition. Because he's not a memory, he's a measurement. A reminder of what happens when you bury someone who was never meant to die. He isn't coming. He's already here, and every step you take is his.